Hi everyone. Welcome to part two of our series for mental health awareness. Main topic being the COVID-19 vaccine. Once again, I'd like to set our disclaimer, being that we are not claiming to be experts, and everything we say is our opinion, is not based, is not evidence based. It is our opinion, and also our intent is not to um, either sway you towards getting the vaccine or sway you toward not getting the vaccine. We're just providing you with our opinion and the concerns that everyone that we've heard and that's coming up, and giving everyone the opportunity to join the discussion and how they feel about the topics. So for part one, we discussed the vaccine for adults, and we discussed the reason why people get vaccinated, the reason why people do not get vaccinated, the peer reactions to the people who do choose to get vaccinated, and also the peer reaction to people who choose not to get vaccinated, and fear of being ostracized and all of that. We spoke about all of that as well. And we had Chrissy, who was one of my friends, join us last time. She is actually trying to get on now, but I think her service is not that great. So hopefully we'll be able to have her join us. We also have Clavia, a social worker, here as well, joining us. I'm going to allow them to just greet you and introduce themselves a little bit, and I'll provide you more information as to the details of today.
Hi everyone, it's me, Claudia. I'm here joining with Charlene, talking about how mental health affects those who are trying to get the vaccine or those who don't want the vaccine. And now in this segment, we're going to talk about parents who struggle to get for their children to get the vaccine or not.
Yes, thank you. Clavia, welcome. She is the one who will be, like she said, discussing the mental health aspect of it all. And also, I hear a lot of discussions. Just to mention that, once again, I am a registered nurse, and everything that I say is on the point of view of what I have seen. To discuss the point of view of what I have seen. I appreciate everyone who would like to join. Any questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat. We will do our best to answer them. Any comments, please do join us. We appreciate your presence. This is for you that we are doing this, because a lot of people don't feel comfortable with discussing, don't have an outlet to discuss it. So what I have heard, I have seen, like I mentioned before, I have seen that a lot of people who have gotten the vaccine coming back positive for the virus. So the goal of the vaccine is not to stop you from getting the virus, but it is to decrease the mortality of the virus, not so much as the spread of the virus. So you may still get the virus, you may still spread it to others while you yourself is vaccinated. You may get a lesser reaction, but you may still have the virus. So that's a topic a lot of people are asking. So if I can still get it, if I could still spread it, why do I even bother with the vaccine? Another reason why people do get vaccinated is, like I hear all the time, I just want to I just want to get back to normal. I don't want to do the mask anymore. I want to be able to hug my family members. I miss spending time with my friends. I miss just being normal. I just want to go back to a normal life. So those are the reasons why people get vaccinated. Other reasons are, I don't know what's in it. Clavia mentioned last time, you don't know what's in Tylenol, but you take it, right? So it's those are all reasons that I don't know what's in it. It was rushed. It's too new. There's rumors that that it caused infertility. There's so many things that people are chewing on as to the reason why they do not get vaccinated. There's also reasons why people get vaccinated. Once again, our goal is not to sway or dissuade you from getting the vaccine. It's just conversation. So please feel free to join us. Clavia, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, so the vaccine, in my own opinion, I'm with a lot of people. I'm a little sketchy on it. I do have all the information I do need about the vaccine, um, but I'm still waiting for my turn to get the vaccine myself. Those who don't know, I just gave birth to a beautiful baby boy last a month ago. So I wasn't able to get the vaccine when I was pregnant. But now that I'm not pregnant, I'm a little hesitant because I want to see what happens to others who did get the vaccine. I want to get a little bit more experience, a little more point of view on others who did get the vaccine and how it affects them before I myself go ahead and get the vaccine. So I'm a fence. I'm going to wait for a while, but I will probably get the vaccine later on down the line. But right now, the topic is about children who should we get our kids vaccinated or not, and that's another big thing. Like, should we get our kids vaccinated or not? A lot of people do have anxiety about the effect they put on children. Like, can my kid go to this to a play day if this person don't get vaccinated? Should my kid go to our other family and for Christmas if their family don't get vaccinated? So it's a lot of conversation about if we should or should not have our kids vaccinated. Like, it's a lot of it's a big concern because again I don't know what's in the vaccine, but but then again we don't know what's in a lot of stuff that we take throughout for medical reasons.
On a meeting.
I didn't know what was an epidural, but guess what? I needed it to not feel pain when I gave birth. Why I said, give it to me. I'll take it. So I don't know.
That's true.
Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, sorry, I was having technical difficulties.
So Chrissy is a concerned parent. She is going to give you her point of view of how she feels when it comes to her children being vaccinated or not being vaccinated, or any potential fear of her children being ostracized for not being vaccinated. So it's topics that a lot of parents are thinking about. How do I feel about giving it to my children? Like, okay, for me, yes, but for my kids, a lot of parents are iffy about it. And some are like, yes, I want my kids to get it. I want my kids to be safe. So we have Chrissy as a concerned parent. She just want to give you a little details as to her side of the story, her point of view when it comes to getting her children vaccinated.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for having me on. I'm a mother of two younger ones, but still it's in the back of my head to vaccinate or not vaccinate with the COVID shot, even for myself. I'm still researching, just very confused, and I'm worried and with how parties are happening and how are you vaccinated? Oh, okay, then maybe you should sit this one out. That's okay for me. I'm a 40-year-old woman. I have tough skin. Don't invite me to your party then. But when it's for my kids, I don't want them to be upset and excluded because they can't play sports or they can't attend an extracurriculum activity because they're not vaccinated. So when it's my children's time to in the near, do I or don't I? And that's where I'm playing for. I give my kids the flu shot. I give them on a timetable of all the other vaccinations. So why am I being so hesitant with the COVID shot? So it's a lot of soul searching for myself.
Do you think Chrissy? Do you think you're a little hesitant because it's new? Like, because when a kid is born, right? You need to get the Hep B, the Hep B shot when you're born.
Yeah.
And then the baby has to get all these shots, right, throughout the year.
Yeah.
The measles and all that. And I don't know what the heck is in those shots, but all I know it's to protect my kid, and it's to protect, for them to not get sick, get what was one is it scoliosis? No, I forgot what is it called.
There's even the what is it, the rotavirus or the
Yes,
norovirus? That shot
right,
is for bad cases of diarrhea and throw up, you know.
right.
And
So there's a lot of shots that's going.
so
Right,
yeah, it's me.
it became the norm. So it becomes the norm when you have a kid. These are the shots that we need to have your kids to be in. And mind you, we don't know what the hell is in these shots. All I know is to protect my kid from getting X, Y, and Z. But
Right.
Shelley just said that if you get the COVID vaccine shot, it doesn't really protect you. It's not guaranteed you're never gonna get COVID again. Is that correct, Shelley?
Get it? I
Yes, it's not.
Yeah.
You can still get the vaccine after you still can get the virus after the vaccine. It doesn't
So
prevent
what's
you
the
from
point?
getting the virus. It decreases your mortality, so your symptoms will be less. You may get it and have no symptoms at all. It decreases mortality, not contractility, like contractility. So you can still contract the virus. You can still spread it to your loved ones, but you yourself may not experience harsh symptoms or even die from the virus because you had the vaccine.
Okay. Well, when it comes down to like I agree with Chrissy is saying for kids to experience isolation and to experience, 'cause now it's just summertime, right? We want to be outside. We want to be with our friends. We want to go to parties. It's the outdoors. It's summertime is coming up. School's almost over. So now we have, as a kid, as a young kid, they want to be out there. They want to be social because they've been isolated for a whole year. You got to remember that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year we was all isolated. Kids are going mad, being in the house 24/7, 7 days out a week. Want to air, they wanted to get out, they want to be with their friends, they want to be social. They had to be isolated last year, right? So now, like Chrissy is saying, like, do we continue to isolate them? And now it's gonna drag along that anxiety that they had last year into a whole new year. And how long are you gonna keep dragging them?
On the same note, like you said, they've been isolated. The reason, just to play the devil's advocate, the reason why we isolated them was because we thought we were protecting them is for their safety, right? So if you're using the same mindset that you're isolating them, you're putting them in a situation that obviously they're not gonna like, because no kid want to be stuck at home. Let's just be real.
No.
No adult want to be stuck at home either. So no one, period, doesn't want to be stuck at home. But we did it because we wanted to protect ourselves. So those parents who feel that they're protecting the kids from whatever the vaccine can give them, and hence the reason why they're not vaccinating their children, is using the same mindset. I'm not vaccinating my kid, even if it means that they'll be isolated, because I kept them isolated to protect them. I'm still going to keep them isolated to still continue to protect them. They could still use the same mindset. I'm not saying you should go that way or should not go that route, but I'm saying that's a mindset that somebody could be using.
Right. Well, you're correct. That is the same mindset some people may be using, but how you're just, you put a kid in a box, it's not gonna work for long. I feel like a lot of kids who were in a box last year being stuck in the house due to COVID-19 is a trauma. Like we traumatize them for a very long time because now they're in a box. And then, like, you have to think about it too. There's a lot of prisoners who are in isolation and solitary confinement, and their mental health status deteriorates. And it's the same thing as a child, being in the house all the time, 24/7. It's not healthy and it's not good. But it is big concerning, like Chrissy was saying, about, well, I'm a little hesitant about the vaccine because, one, it's new. Two, there are rumors. I don't know if the stories are true about people having reaction to the vaccine. I did read some rumors. I did read some in the media explaining that this person has passed away from Johnson & Johnson vaccine. So you're like, okay, this one person passed away due to the vaccine. I'm not going to do it. Where there's like millions and millions of people who did take the vaccine who are fine, who made it, they're fine, nothing happened to them. They took it, they have no reaction. But that one person, when I heard about that one person, they're like, no, I'm not taking this vaccine. I'm straight.
That's true. That's true. On the same topic, if you're saying because it killed one person, the vaccine killed one person, the virus also killed thousands of people.
Right.
So, in that same notion, that could be a reason to get it. However, the reason when we say we vaccinate our kids, we don't know what's in these other vaccines. Why can't we give them this vaccine? Those other vaccines, on the other hand, have been around for a really long time. We have seen what they can do, as opposed to this vaccine that's really brand new that no one really know anything about, really. Even the virus itself, no one really know that much about, because every time we think we get it, like in the medical field, I get so many questions and I'm like, oh yeah, this is how it is. And a couple minutes later, we get another email from the higher ups. This is how it is now. It's like every minute. And I tell my patients all the time, this is what it is now. Tomorrow may be different, but I'm gonna tell you what it is now. Because every single day and every single week, we get a new email about how the virus is operating, how they doing things. Like the quarantine used to be 14 days. Now the quarantine went to 10. Now it's like you don't really need to quarantine if you have the vaccine. Now also, but because you didn't get the vaccine, we're gonna penalize you. So if you do get the virus, doesn't matter where you get it from, you cannot use COVID time. You have to use your own personal time. So it's like there's so many things at hand here that a lot of people that's being thrown on top of the stress of people, of the fear of catching the virus that people have. There's so many other stress being put at play here that could affect someone's mental health. Like you have to decide, should I get the vaccine? Should I get the vaccine? Oh my God, I can get the virus and die. Oh my God, if I get sick at work, I'm not going to get paid because I don't have enough vacation time because I have to stay out for a certain amount of time, but I don't have that amount of time. So it's all stress related to mental health.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chrissy, what are you doing to decide, which way you think you may or may not go? Like, what are you doing to?
I'm still on the fence as I was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I think I'm going to speak for my husband if that's allowed.
All right, speak for Danny.
He's not here right now. He went to go get dessert. But I know he wants to, just to be more social, to go to Yankee games, to go to Knick games, to do, that's what he wants to do. So again, I get every other shot, so why not this one?
Right. But so how are you gonna ease your anxiety? Like, because like you were saying, like, with a lot of things coming up, social events, you want your kids to be socializing with others.
Personally, not take it personal. Like, I'm not going to get upset. Those, like, how I don't want people asking me, oh, did you get it? Did you get it? Why didn't you get it? Why did you get it? I'm not going to be upset when people tell me I can't come to their outing because I'm not vaccinated, because those are their beliefs, and I respect my friend or family member for what their choice is, just as I want them to respect me for my choice to maybe not get it.
Right.
We can FaceTime.
Guys, we have a few comments. So I see here somebody wrote, I just want to read from Judith. Judith says, in everything new, people will be hesitant. And she even said, even then, if you still cannot protect them because the people they will be around can be sick themselves and not know it, which is true.
But it goes back to what you're saying. You can still get the virus.
Yes.
But is it not as bad? Is it not?
It's not guaranteed. It's not even. You're gonna prick me, and you're telling me it's not even guaranteed I'm safe. Oh my goodness.
Well, like I said, it decreases mortality, not not so much as the likelihood of you catching the virus.
It
So
also decrease long-term symptoms.
yes,
People
long
are
term.
still feeling, scarring in their lungs if they had really bad lung issues or residual issues down the line. Does it help with that, the vaccine? Do you know?
Well, if you catch the virus, the virus will do what the virus does.
Right.
However, I guess it's like getting the flu vaccine and then getting the flu later, and you get a lesser version of the flu. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean? But you
Yeah.
still get the flu. Um, and also, it's like getting a perfect example, the shingles vaccine. A lot of people get the shingles vaccine and still get shingles, you know? And but the way they get it is not as bad at all. They get, I
Right.
mean, it's not as bad because I've heard grown men say the shingles knock them down, like knock them off their feet. Just like COVID obviously knocked a lot of people off their feet, those who did not get it as bad, I want to say. So, and they've said that, and when you if you've been vaccinated against the shingles, then you a little bit, your symptoms are somewhat lesser, but you still get it. The virus will do what the virus does, even though it just gives you a little bit more, you become less susceptible to the detrimental effects of it. That's what that's
I'm a little curious to know if like those who work in like hospitals, prison, those who have contact with the community, are they mandated to get this vaccine? And if so, I'm curious to know if like their input on stuff. Because if I'm working in a correctional facility, and there's an outbreak, and I'm on the fence of getting this vaccine, would they mandate me to get the vaccine? Can I lose my job? Are there people out there are there jobs out there that's saying, well, you're mandated to get this vaccine or you lose your job? Because that right there is a big thing. Especially if I'm like Chrissy, I'm on the, well, not like Chrissy, but like me too, I'm on the fence. If I'm like Chrissy, we're a little bit on the fence on it. Like now, either I'm losing my job versus what I strongly, I kind of, I'm not there yet. They're pushing this on me. That's what it feels like. Like this vaccine is getting pushed down on me because, like, everyone is there, but I'm not there yet. It's gonna take me some time for me to get there because I don't take every medication the doctor gives me. Sometimes I'm not taking it, especially I'm not sure what it's going to do to me, or I'm a little hesitant on it.
So to answer your question, Clavia, I'm in the medical fields, which means I'm a frontline worker, and they're not exactly mandating you, but they are using ways to kind of force you. They didn't come out to directly and say we're mandating you. The way they're using it, they're sending you emails like why you're not getting it, like it's being offered today. Why you're not getting it? So if you get sick, just so you know, we no longer offer COVID pay. And other employers are like, we need to see your vaccination card before we hire you. So they're not going as far as to say that it's not it's not going. We're gonna straight out fire you, but they're giving you hints. It's
Mhm.
gonna get there. It's
Yeah.
eventually gonna get there. We're just not there quite yet, but we're heading towards that.
And even maybe some future down the road, some private schools are going to be making, the older students or group activities, for parents to join in with the group activity. Parents may possibly need to show proof of vaccination, and that's almost forcing but not forcing.
Yes. And I like that comment. We're gonna do closing remarks soon, but I like that comment that Judith Deliska posted. She said, "I hope you guys can see the spiritual aspects of this situation." And so now, if you get vaccinated and get sick, will they pay you COVID pay? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they're doing away with COVID pay. I guess if you've been vaccinated and get sick, I don't know. I should actually really ask that question at work. Because I know they're doing away with it. If you didn't get vaccinated and you get COVID, they're not paying you. You have to use your personal time. I know that's a fact right now at my current
But
employer.
that's at your job. I'm curious to know others. Like some jobs are probably mandating people to take this vaccine. Like I'm curious to know those who are mandated. Your job is not even like, they're going around the bush, but a little bit of pressure. But I'm talking about the ones who are saying you have to get vaccine or we can't keep you.
You can't work here.
You can't work here. Thank you. Like,
Sorry.
like those jobs, I want to know those workers aspect of it, how they're dealing with it, because that's something serious. If I'm on a fence on it, and you're mandating me to take this vaccine, and I'm on the fence, now I have to choose between
Now,
my beliefs are and my job.
financial issues, right?
Now that goes up a whole different level of mental health.
Yep.
So now I'm, that's the anxiety start kicking in, and then me feeling overwhelmed. Like, how would I deal with those type of situations? And for those who are in that type of situation, you have to definitely stand up first. I would say stand up for what you believe in. Like, look at all the options. Maybe you could do research on the vaccine to help your help ease the anxiety that you have on taking it. Do research. Talk to your doctor. Look what's inside of it. Check what's inside the vaccine. Why is it? What's in it? So I know, I'm a little more at ease knowing that I know what's in the vaccine. That's I'm giving to myself and to my children. Because Percy's right. Eventually, they're gonna probably make it mandatory for kids to take the vaccine to get into schools, like they do the what is it, the PPD test?
PPD.
Yeah, that's mandatory for kids to go into school. You have to take that test. The what?
No, I didn't know what vaccine. I'm sorry, there was a lot of commotion.
I don't think it's the PPD. I think it's another vaccines, but it's another vaccine. It's a set of it's a MMR, the month measles and rubella, that they
Right.
make it mandatory for
Right.
children to have before they enter school. So
Right.
pretty soon the COVID vaccine will be added to that list. And like I said, I'm not. If you got the COVID vaccine, kudos to you for going for what you believe for. If you didn't get the COVID vaccine, kudos to you for going for what you believe in. So our attempt is not to bash or make anyone feel bad for getting it or for not getting it. We just opening up the conversation for people to speak about how they feel, for those who got it to speak about how they feel, for those who didn't get it to speak about how they feel. And now that we are saying that our children have to get it, and those of us who are already on the fence about getting the vaccine for ourselves, now we don't only have to think for ourselves, we have to think about our children, the effects that is going to have on our children, and the effects that is going to have on the children physically and mentally, because they're gonna be pushed aside. They're gonna be
Right.
What's gonna happen? They may not be able to participate and hang out with their friends. They're gonna go back to where they were before, because now the kids are starting to go back to school. Things are starting to go back to normal a little bit. They're getting some sort of normacy, even though they still have to wear the mask, but they're getting some sort of normacy. Going back to school, being able to go outside a little bit more. More people are taking their kids to the stores. You see it a little bit more now. But now, if they didn't get vaccinated, what's going to happen? I mean, granted, for me, my kids are 7. I don't have to worry about that yet because they haven't reached that age of 12. But for those parents who have children who are at that age group, who can get vaccinated, because it's now starts at 12, how are you educating yourself about the vaccines? How do you get to know what your options are? Who do you reach out to? So those are all questions that parents may have. What are your, like I said, what are your options? What are your options? Who's going to answer your questions?
So if it starts at 12, what happens to the other kids that's 12 and under?
That's a good question. Because under 4, they say the risk, the benefits, the risks outweigh the benefits. So the kids don't really need to wear a mask because of suffocation hazards. They can suffocate from the mask because they're under 4. when they're under 4. But what happened to those kids? They're not immune to the virus. You know what I mean? They can still get it, yet you still take these children out. And some kids, even though they're older than 4, they don't really understand the concept of mask. They don't really keep it on, or they don't wear it correctly. So you do have those children. What about them?
Needs kids. You know, special needs people who have issues, who can't wear a mask, or it's very hard. And some people wearing it and some people not wearing it. It's very confusing for children.
Especially now, because Walmart and a lot of these big name stores are allowing people not to wear masks if you're vaccinated. But how will we know? There's no tag, I've been vaccinated.
No.
So how would you know?
Right.
That's true. And that's the thing too. Like I said, somebody who's vaccinated doesn't mean that they can't give it to you. So they're working on I say, oh, I've been vaccinated, I don't need to wear a mask. But I could have the virus and walking around giving it to people because I'm not wearing a mask. Like, you know what I mean? So it's still, for me personally, I'm going to keep wearing a mask. I'm not mandating anyone to wear a mask. I'm not telling anyone to keep wearing a mask. For me, for my safety and the safety of those around me, I'm going to continue wearing a mask. So please be offended when you see me with a mask on. It's not because I don't trust you or I don't think of anything of you. For my safety and my loved ones, I am going to continue wearing a mask. It's up to you whether or not you do.
Right.
Yes. So special thank you to our panel. We are closing it out. Thank you, Clavia. Thank you, Chrissy, for joining us. Thank you for everyone who joined us on the chat. Thank you so much. And if you have further questions, feel free to drop your comments, concerns. I will be checking the chat and I will be dropping comments and try to answer the questions to the best of my capabilities. But Clara did ask a good question. What are jobs doing? Are jobs mandating it? She wants to hear from you guys, those people whose jobs are mandating it. What are you doing? And Lady Judith also asked a good question. So if you're vaccinated and you get the virus, does that mean you get COVID pay? Because obviously they're not giving it to people who are not vaccinated. But what if you're vaccinated and still get COVID? Because you can still get COVID. So what are they doing? Are they paying you, or do you still have to use your personal time? So these are questions that if you're listening or if you get to watch this afterwards, please feel free to drop your comments or any further questions. We love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to let the other two ladies give their closing remarks and say goodbye, and then we're just going to end it. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on, and coming from me, it's okay to be confused. It's okay not to know, and I'm okay with that now. I was, in the beginning of COVID, I was very nervous and confused, and now I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not knowing the answer. So it's okay not to know, and we're here for people to chat with. Thank you for having me.
Hi guys, so thank you for joining us for this segment. For those who are a little hesitant about getting the COVID-19 for themselves and for their children, my advice is to do some research, especially because the main statement I'm always hearing, and I say it myself, I don't know what's in that vaccine. I don't know what's in Tylenol, but I take it when I get a headache. Do the research, look into it, know exactly what's in the vaccine, so it can ease your mind a little bit. For those who are mandated to take the vaccine and they are on a fence with their jobs on the line, I would definitely have a discussion with my supervisor. Definitely have a discussion about that, about your belief, and stick with it. But my biggest advice is to do research, because with the research you're able to be open-minded. Don't be cold-minded on it. Same goes for me and everyone who is the one to be closed-minded. Try not to be open-minded about it, and if you still feel the same way, that's okay. Like Charlie was saying in the beginning, that's fine. You don't have to take it. Continue wearing a mask if you want. Continue to social distance yourself, and because summertime is coming. So those who want to be outside, be outside. Is as long as you follow the protocols, the mask, you'll be fine. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you once again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and all the information will be in the comments below. We'll post our Instagram and our Facebook, and of course, our website if you'd like to visit us. Thank you, and have a great afternoon, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.